What is going on, everyone? There they are. I can see them now.
Hey, what's up, family?
So, we're trying something new today. We're going to take a page from Chris's book, and we're going to attempt to stream live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I don't know if it's going to work.
We're going to try it.
But we're going to try it. So, let us know. Can everybody hear us?
Well, at least can you hear Joe?
Or can you hear me? Because Rachel's got no voice for some reason.
I feel fantastic, except for I have no voice.
So, let's see. Okay, so we've got a bunch of people on. Obviously, it's all YouTube because nobody knows that we are streaming on Facebook. I lost my cursor. Where's my cursor? There we go. So, oh, wait, there actually is a couple of people. So, Vivijay is on. Paul is on. Chris is on. He said Joe might be doing some last-minute stuff to get the simulcast working. Yes, I am trying. Why can't I see that up there? There we go. Slapasick says, let's just all chat for an hour without them, I guess. Hey, we were only a minute late. Parrothead said he's probably prepping to read Chris's messages and keep up. So, let's see. Life-changing journey of Carnivore said good to go. Bonnie is on. John is on. John's saying we have a major echo. Let's see. Are we getting an echo? Nice hoodie, Weekend by Sea. Hey, I can hear you, poor Rachel. What happened to your vocal cords, Rachel?
I don't know. I left them in Omaha, apparently.
I don't know. I got home from church this morning and, she had no voice.
I had no voice. And then I had to go to a meeting, and then I came back with less of a voice.
Yeah, you actually did talk to me on the phone, and you seemed fine. So it's when you came back from the meeting. So obviously that was a very stressful...
Apparently.
...meeting. So what's going on, everyone? How is everyone doing? We missed you guys last week.
I did. Oh, my goodness. We got to go to Omaha, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But I missed, being on the live stream.
He said that he heard that grape zip fizz will bring your voice back.
Well, I guess I'm going without a voice. Great.
Susan said, oh, poor Rachel, sorry about your beautiful voice.
Susan Benson, we got to meet her.
That's right.
In Omaha. Hey, how's
so
it going?
Dahl said he loves the background. Say, watch this, though. So I've been playing with stuff.
Can we go around the world?
We can go to a castle.
Look at that.
We can do colorful stuff. We could even really screw with you guys and do that.
What? We're on a roller coaster. I'm so excited.
So, obviously, we put a green screen up in the back, and the software that I use to do all the live streaming allows me, it has a bunch of built-in backgrounds, so I thought it was really cool.
It's just fun.
We're
children.
Yeah, I'm definitely messing with it, and it's funny. So, this morning, I had to give the devotional at our church, and because the church is doing 21 days of prayer and fasting to start the new year. So my devotion was all about waiting because I am the most impatient person in the world. And that's what I said in church today. I said, I am that guy that will drive 30 minutes to get to avoid a 5-minute traffic jam. Yes. We have a road down here, I-95, where you can pay to be in an express lane. And the more traffic there is, the more it costs to be on there. I will pay to be in that, even if there's no cars in the regular lane, because there's just that thought that I'm going to get there faster. And so when I start a new project, I don't quit it, which is a lot of times where I do those 24, 36, 48 hours with no sleep because
it's not great.
I can't quit. I have to finish this no matter what. And so, so Chris was telling me about this thing, and I wanted to be able to live stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And then he told me about this thing. I told him about this thing called the Stream Deck, which is this thing right here, which is what allows me to change things on the fly. And I've never had a chance to play with it. Well, he told me today how I can press one button and have it do everything.
Well, that was it.
So that's what I've been doing for the last 4 hours.
The whole day.
Vijay's going to go to Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm lost the cursor because, again, I've added my other keyboard and mouse. Why Not Keto says we can hear you. Healthy and Keto says, Rachel, I used to be a music teacher, and every year around this time, I had no voice.
I feel fantastic.
So we have a couple people on Facebook. Margaret has joined us on Facebook.
Hi, welcome, Margaret.
And Dina has joined us on Facebook, and so has Madoc joined us on Facebook.
Welcome.
Susan said we should be in Nebraska today. It is 0 degrees.
I know. I actually saw that they got some more snow. which was scary. I'm glad that we avoided that.
Well, I did do a little joke for Chris and shoveled snow. I know how to shovel snow. I just thought it would be funny to throw it on the car and stuff.
Did you tell them about us returning the car?
Yes. So for those of you who saw our video where we, exploded kombucha in the backseat of the car, we were able to get it clean.
Yes.
And, the cat is here. We were able to get it clean, and we went to drop it off. It really didn't smell except for if you had the doors closed with the heater on, you got that little bit of a smell, but it kind of smelled like you just ate a sub. So as the guy was walking over to us, I'm like, Rachel, open the doors. Everybody open the doors so that it got that nice wind through it, and now you don't smell it. But no, they didn't charge us or anything like that.
We looked guilty, though.
We did look guilty.
We're like sweating.
Then, I thought Rachel was going to kill me at the airport.
Yeah.
So when I travel, especially on an airplane, I take my wallet and I take out all of the unnecessary cards. Costco cards, Sam's Club, BJ's, my debit card that I don't need, my church, expense card. I only travel with the credit card I need, my driver's license, and then my debit card just in case. So needless to say, my wallet's like half the width that it's supposed to be. Or half the thickness. So I had it in my pocket, and we get out of the car, and we're unpacking all the bags, and I start feeling around. Do I have my wallet? Because in my truck, a lot of times, I take my wallet out of my pocket, and I put it in the center console. Because we're skinny jeans, and wallets were uncomfortable in skinny jeans. So I start freaking out, and I'm like, where
I don't have a wallet.
Is my wallet? I can't find my wallet. Oh, my gosh, Rachel, where's my wallet? And she is screaming at me, like, how did you lose your wallet? And I'm like, oh, it's in my pocket.
It's in my pants.
Chris said he can comment in both places. See my majestic.
I love it.
Great. Slapper6 said he doesn't hear an echo. Good job, guys. So everybody says they don't hear an echo. So the echo is probably just your voice.
Sorry. Or it's like a frog.
Rhonda said she just finished rewatching our story on how we got started. It is so good.
Well, thank you.
We put that story up because so many people keep saying to us, like, hey, like, there's no way you were ever heavy. And I'm like, I was heavy.
I actually saw Heather. Hi, Heather.
Oh, you saw Heather?
Their story is today's video.
Yeah, so today we put up, we interviewed Phil and Heather.
I love them.
And they are the most awesome people. If you get a chance to hang out with them, definitely go hang out with them in Iowa, or they're coming to Keto Salt Lake in a couple of months. So they're definitely cool people to hang out with. Phil is the biggest teddy bear. So when you look at him and his pictures on Facebook, and he's this biker dude, military, and you look like, I don't want to screw with him, which you still don't want to screw with him, but he is the biggest teddy bear, sweetest guy, like, just loved hanging out with him. Such an awesome guy.
Just fun.
Yeah.
And Heather is bestie.
Speaking of subscribers, so we are way behind, so we're going to get caught up. I have been fighting with a person on our YouTube on our old Redmond salt. I finally just blocked him from our channel.
I'm like, why are you fighting with this
because
person?
The guy is saying that us and everybody else in the keto community are being ridiculously, what was the word that he said?
We were monsters.
Well, aside from being monsters, that how we were these horrible people because we are saying that you need to eat 3,500 to 4,500 milligrams of sodium a day. And I'm like, well, you're on the keto diet and you're losing sodium. And he was like, it doesn't matter. The RDA is 1,500 milligrams a day, and that's how much you're supposed to be eating. And the fact that you are recommending it is just outright horrible. And he's yelling at me, and I'm like, well, what about an athlete who's out sweating? Why are they taking Gatorade? And he was like, it doesn't matter how much sodium you lose. You can go sweat it all out, and you still should not be eating more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. And he just kept yelling at me. So I was like, delete. Now you can't see anything on our channel anymore.
It was weird because he was suggesting, like, the RDA for sugar.
Yeah. I said to him, so the RDA for sugar is like 17 milligrams a day, or 17 grams a day, even though the average American eats like 30 grams. And I'm like, in my opinion, it should be 0.
Yeah, does your body need
Your body
sugar?
only has 1 teaspoon of sugar in a day, and it can create that. There should be no RDA for the amount of sugar you eat in a day.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, sugar's okay.
Yeah, can you imagine a doctor saying, like, you need more ho-hos in your diet?
So let's get caught up on comments, and we have a couple things to talk about. So Leah said, I'm on day 16 and I woke up extremely nauseous, so I'm guessing it's the keto flu. Any suggestions on how to get rid of the nauseousness? Potassium, sodium, magnesium.
Yeah.
Make sure if you're nauseous, is a lot of times is coming from a lack of sodium.
Yeah. So if you can get even a Zip Fizz. Mm-hmm. Zip Fizzes really help.
Yep. Zip Fizz. Eat a bunch of good mineral salt. That was the other thing he said. There's that all salt is mineral salt. And I'm like, no. All salt has the mineral sodium in it. However, all salt is not mineral salt.
We really recommend the Redmond.
Redmond. I've even gotten away from recommending pink salt. Like, just get Redmond. It's local. It's, incredible salt.
Buy American.
Buy American. So Christy Davis is on. She said she shared the video on her keto group. Well, thank you, Christy.
Thank you so much.
Chris said, I would recommend honey and lemon, but honey.
Yes, and we have been watching the documentary series Rotten.
Oh my gosh, on Netflix.
And the thing that they talked about honey, like for the most part, you should, if you even eat honey, I would never buy one outside of a locally grown honey.
Right.
Because the honey that we're getting in the stores is not even honey.
Somebody's saying the volume is low. I'm just going to turn the volume up. Let me know if I turn it up too high.
The honey is so cut with stuff. Not only are they cutting it with corn syrup, they're also cutting it with rice syrup.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
So, yeah, I actually, pre-keto, I used to do a lot of honey, but only local honey and only the dark wheat honey. Like, if you were up north, you would get, like, buckwheat honey. Down here, you get avocado honey. Because with the allergies, if you get local sourced honey, real local honey, it can help with your allergies, especially if you eat the bee pollen, which is, I would get the bee pollen capsules and stuff. But, yeah, if anybody who if they are buying honey, obviously you shouldn't be if you're on keto. But if you know anybody, make sure they're getting local source stuff, because all of the stuff in the stores is cut with corn syrup and rice syrup and everything, and it's all coming from China. It's just like all the gin. It's like 95% of all garlic comes from China now.
It's very interesting that all the things that we are avoiding by being on the keto diet.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of problem food that we're just avoiding.
Vivid J said you need a Stephen Hawking voice synthesizer.
I know. I thought about bringing a chalkboard and then just writing.
Yeah. So Sylvia wants to know, what size hoodie am I wearing and how are the sleeves? So I'm going to stand up, even though I'm wearing pajama pants.
He's got pajama pants. So do I.
So this is the Kido Savage hoodie, and this is a medium. Okay, so to give you an idea, I'm 6 foot. I wear a size 31 pants, a medium to a large shirt, depending on who makes it. The sleeves are perfect, but we're in South Florida, so I don't want it super big.
The zipper is so rad.
The zipper is one of those waterproof zippers, though. I don't think there's any way you can see it, but it doesn't show. See, it's like a waterproof. And this is a lightweight hoodie. So it's lightweight, but I think it's almost like a thermal lightweight. Yeah. So it's not super thick, but it definitely will keep you nice and warm.
It's really cool.
But it's funny, though, because Phil actually showed on the back, they've got Live Savage there. But if you have the hoodie down, you don't see it. And Phil said they should put Live Savage on the hoodie.
I think so, too.
But it's a really comfortable hoodie. I love hoodies. I know I'm weird. I live in South Florida, but I love hoodies. So whenever I find a lightweight hoodie, I have to have it, because obviously I don't want to wear the big, thick, heavy ones.
I wonder if, the more stricter that I get and disciplined, you start to get cold. Is anybody else on keto, do you get cold easier?
Always.
I get cold very easily.
So, yeah, we are so far behind on the thing, because they're actually talking about, they want to know how the rental car went.
Yeah. Thankfully, it was so cold that the guy that was receiving the rental wanted to get back into his heated car, so he didn't scrutinize it.
Yeah. Chris said earlier today, he said, hey, Joe, why haven't you gotten any sleep in the last 3 days regarding his now found streaming project? Yes, I've got some cool ideas now that I know about some of this stuff. McDowell said, it's Dr. Bowen from Omaha.
Hey.
So that's who that is, McDowell MCB. So we spent a long time talking to her in Omaha.
Just such an amazing person. I loved getting to talk to you. Oh my gosh.
A Keto Mom said, I can't stay too long. I have to get up early tomorrow for Elijah's field trip to the museum in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, exciting.
Christy Rice said, hey guys, I just found you on YouTube a few days ago. I can't stop watching your videos. Love all of your info, and I'm so encouraged by you both. Well, welcome to the family.
Welcome, and I'm sorry that I'm welcoming you with this raspy voice today.
So if you are new to our channel, so we live stream every single week. We've changed it to now 9:30 p.m. This is going to be the time every single week, unless there's something that comes up, and then we'll always give you guys notice.
We're going to try.
We're uploading at least 5 videos every week. I think what we're going to start doing is that we will not upload videos on Friday, that the Friday will be this live stream, since it comes up so late.
Right.
And then every Monday we do Keto on the Couch. I'm really excited. I just talked to Dr. Rob Silas today.
Yes.
And his is only about 25 minutes away from us.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who he is, go check him out on YouTube. He just started his YouTube channel. He puts up regular videos. Right now he's doing a series on diabetes. And
I could listen to him read the phone book.
And today's video was really awesome because he was talking about how everything that they tell you to do with diabetes will actually cause you to have diabetes. And how, the American Diabetes Association is telling you that basically diabetes is a death sentence. That's their whole thing, is that you're going to learn to manage it, but it's a death sentence. You are going to die from diabetes, that there's no way to fix it. And so anyway, I have an appointment with him on Tuesday. I am going to bring my camera. I'm hoping that he's going to let me get a little quick interview with him.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be getting a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor. I don't know which one yet. I'm probably going more towards the Freestyle Libre because my insurance isn't going to cover it, and that's the cheapest one.
Right.
But there is a Dexa, I think it's a Dexcom 6 that I would like, but it's a little bit more money. It's like $300 as opposed to $70.
But we would like to be able to study what triggers certain, elevations in your glucose levels.
Yeah.
What can we do to reduce stress in your life?
I'm really interested. So I was talking to Dr. Barry, and we talked about it the other day, and I've shared it a few times, that I run a high glucose. When I started on keto, I was, so far as I know, I was probably insulin resistant.
Yeah, I would say.
I know I wasn't a diabetic, but for probably the first year, my blood glucose was always in the 80s.
Right.
Always in the 80s. I'd wake up in the morning, maybe around 8 o'clock or maybe around 9. Now, my blood glucose at 9 o'clock is about 105, 110. Anywhere between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning, my blood glucose is 110.
And it was scary because you're
and that's fasted.
Am I doing something wrong?
Right. So then, if I have a cup of coffee, just a plain black cup of coffee, my glucose will immediately drop down to like the mid-80s. And then I will somewhere rest low to mid 90s all day long, and then occasionally dropping into the low 80s. Like if I have a keto chow, I drop down into the mid 80s.
Right.
And what that shows me is that my body is actually producing insulin, which anytime you eat, you're going to produce insulin.
Yeah.
It could be the cephalic insulin response because it's something sweet, and so it's releasing some extra insulin, but my blood sugar will drop 15 to 20 points whenever I have a keto chow, which I think is interesting.
It is.
So I was talking to Dr. Barry. I'm like, what is wrong? How is it that 3 years into keto, I haven't had sugar, I haven't had carbohydrates in 3 years? Why is my blood sugar higher?
Yeah.
Like, does that mean that it's causing diabetes? He's like, no. You're perfectly normal. He's like, this is what happens when you get super fat adapted. Your body absolutely needs glucose, so it's creating it whenever it needs it. And he's like, I'm going to tell you, if you were to check your A1C, it's going to be very, very low.
Right.
So I'm really interested to sit down and talk to Dr. Silas about it, and we're going to run some blood tests. We're going to get me on a CGM, and for probably 3 to 6 months, I'm curious to see, what do I need to do to lower my blood sugar? Because I get stressed a lot. So if I sit down, if I meditate, if I go and sit and pray, if I just go and sit and do nothing, does that lower my blood sugar? So I'm really excited to see what happens.
Don't you think being married to me would help?
I don't know. Sometimes it raises it and sometimes it lowers it. Terry said that was a great video. Krista, Joe, that was FHAT, the good kind. Rachel has always been awesome.
Love you, Chris.
Susan said that was a great story. Would love to meet them. Where in Iowa do they live? Not quite sure. They could probably answer you for you. Miriam said, this is Ruth. Hi, guys. I cannot wait to meet you guys at Keto Salt Lake. Ruth is on Miriam's YouTube.
Hi, Ruth. I can't wait to meet them.
I cannot wait.
All of the kiddos.
I was actually looking for, what's the other one we're going to? KetoCon. I was looking for Airbnbs today.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, they're really cheap in Austin.
Oh, man. I wish there was those prices in Orlando.
A friend of mine just redid a house down here. He bought like a little apartment kind of thing. It was like 8 apartments within a little building. It's like an old hotel kind of thing. And one is separated, and he turned it into a 3-bedroom Airbnb.
But guess how much?
$550 a night because it's 1 block from the ocean.
And that is competitive. That is a competitive
price. That's
a
competitive price. $550 a night.
Crazy.
Chris said, let's see. They said the rental car didn't even notice. Yeah. No, it was really good. Sherry said, every time I feel like I pooped the second I take salt, I feel so much better.
Yes. Now, speaking of poop, since you've gotten back
from your trip, I'm pretty regular.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it was like crazy.
Sherry said, Leah said, I ordered some of the Redmond salt block, but it hasn't arrived yet. I'm waiting impatiently.
I have been sucking on that all week long.
I love that thing. Caleb loves it. Caleb's already gone through one.
Yeah.
He came in the other day, can I have another one? I'm like, you went through that thing already? I mean, I was like shocked.
I started him with a very small one, but he is really enjoying it because he is actually fasting sugar himself.
Yes.
And so it has helped him wean off of sweets.
So Dina wrote, my hair is falling out in clumps. What do you recommend? More protein? Yes. Number one, make sure you're getting enough protein. Too many people, everybody is so worried about gluconeogenesis.
Right.
And that is something that even Nurse Cindy said, right?
Yeah.
Like, stop worrying about gluconeogenesis.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dr. Berry has talked about that. You know, people have this fear, like, if I eat too much protein, my body's going to go into gluconeogenesis and start creating, you know, glucose. Yeah. It's not. It creates the glucose when it needs it. Your body doesn't look at it and go, hey, I've got all this extra protein, so let's make a bunch of sugar. No, it's just like, nope, I need sugar. There is none. I'm going to make it from protein.
It is still difficult if you've ever been on a standard American diet to not calorie restrict. Mm-hmm. And the easiest thing you do is try to cut out all of your protein.
I got Chris's texting me, so I don't know what's wrong. What is this going on?
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, thank you. That would be cool.
But yeah, so don't calorie restrict. Don't make yourself not have protein.
To a point, and this is something that comes up a lot, and I don't want to get too far behind, but yeah, so we talk about calorie restricting. This is one of the things I'm planning on doing in February when our fast with Keto Chow, and for me it's Keto Chow and Keto Bricks, is over, is that, and it's something I'm hoping to talk to Dr. Silas about, is you should never have to calorie restrict if you're eating whole foods,
right?
The proper nutrition, which is protein, fat, and all of your different electrolytes, vitamins, minerals. Yeah. Notice we're not talking about carbs because carbs isn't an essential nutrient. Yeah. If you're eating what you're supposed to eat, when you're supposed to eat it with no snacking.
Right.
So that goes back to what Nurse Cindy is talking about with checking, is she eating because she's emotionally wants to eat, which I do, or is she eating because she's physically hungry? And I know Miriam is actually doing that right now as well. Yeah. So if you're eating only when you're hungry and you're only eating good whole foods, not snacks, not even keto snacks, like, you know, my favorite, like Nush cakes and Rebel ice cream and all that stuff, that's not a good whole food. It does have other stuff in it.
Yeah.
You should never, ever have to calorie count. Wow. The calorie count is going to come when you're snacking throughout the day, when you're eating when you're not supposed to, and when you're eating other foods. It's like Dr. Berry talks about in his book. Go drive past a cow pasture
yeah.
where they're not being fed grain. You'll never see a fat cow.
No, you won't.
Because they're eating what they're supposed to eat, and they're going by their body going, hey, it's time to eat.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with us. Now, if you start eating all of these different snacks and multiple times a day and everything else, that's where you have another issue.
Now, to piggyback that, though, I have added collagen to my diet, and it has really helped me with hair.
Yes, I forgot. We were going back to, we were still in the hair. Yeah, it's the other thing. Do collagen, but collagen, again, is protein.
Okay, but here's a side effect. Everywhere hair grows, you are growing hair.
Yep.
So I have had to wax my mustache like 3 times more than normal because I was turning into Mario and Luigi from Super Mario Brothers because my hair is growing like a weed here, but it's also growing here.
Nice.
It's a little scary.
He said, what is that Netflix show? It's Rotten Food?
It's called Rotten.
Rotten. It's called Rotten.
Yeah.
Tara said, Zip Fizz saves my butt in Denver. Make the entire team struggle with at the altitude change. I just drank my Zip Fizz and kept feeling great.
That's good. Yeah, Zip Fizz has really helped me a lot.
Bambi said, thanks. Now I have to get used to this keyboard. I like the fact that I've got my extra keyboard off to the side so I don't have to stretch across now.
Reach.
Chris said, the new season of Rotten actually has stuff about bottled water and avocados. It's nuts.
Wow. I mean, I don't think it's good to watch so much stuff that you're like afraid.
No.
Like we have to budget how much time we watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit. We were binging SVU for a while, and it was like everyone's a serial killer. Every single person. You know what I mean? Like it makes you stressed out and fearful. Don't live a fearful life.
Healthy and Keto said, my friend sells honey and doesn't cut it with anything. I don't buy from him anymore. Yeah, I've only would ever buy it from like, local
somebody
farms.
You know.
If I was still eating honey, I probably would start bees in my backyard.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine who does bees in his backyard.
Yeah.
Slapasick said, I used to buy local honey from both locations. I spent it for allergies, but Keto seems to work too.
Yeah, I used to enjoy it also for allergies to different plants in the area. And my allergies completely cleared up.
For me, the allergies always hitting a change of temperature. So, of course, on Friday, when we got to Omaha, I was having a major allergy attack, which is why Rachel did all of the interviews, because my eyes were burning, my nose was running. And it's funny, I had actually said to Chris, because we were staying with Chris, which, guys, by the way, thank you for letting us stay with you. It was so awesome. He was like, well, are you going to feel okay tomorrow? And I'm like, I'm going to be great tomorrow. And nobody believes me when I say all I have to do is go to sleep. I just have to go to sleep. Now, if I can sleep for 3 hours, the allergies will go away. Yeah. Whether I go to sleep at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 9 o'clock at night, 3 hours, all of my allergy attacks go away. And fortunately, I did wake up Saturday morning completely fine.
You know, something positive that have been watching? Caleb and I have been watching that Imagineers show on the Disney Plus. Oh my goodness. Talk about inspiring is the story of Walt Disney and like how the parks came to be. Fascinating.
Cheryl said, you two inspire me so much, I'm going to start the keto lifestyle.
Awesome. Well,
awesome. Yvette said, how do you get to view on Facebook? I didn't see it on there. So it's not, right now it's not in the Facebook family group. It's on our main Facebook page, because I figured that more people may be able to get to see it there. And this is still, it's only the first time. We're kind of testing this. So one bad Marine said, I'm participating with Krate 3D, but understand the lack of time. I get more done when I travel with a printer than at home.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yvette said, I went to the homepage and it's not there.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I'll have to check it.
There's some people on Facebook. Here it says, there's some people who are here on Facebook, so it must be working
Sarah.
somewhere. A lot of people
Sarah.
are saying they're cold.
We actually
Sarah was at Keto Salt Lake.
We got to, not Salt Lake.
At Kido Summit, Omaha. I have to say, I wanted to talk about this. I know we're sort of behind, but Kido Summit, Omaha, I watch a lot of the streams from the different keto conferences. I don't obviously get to go to a lot of them, although we are planning on going to a bunch this year. That conference was amazing. They just had a perfect mix of the perfect speakers, and it was just the size. It was just incredible and the way all of the different speakers and the way everybody came down, and they had panels with the doctors. I think you can go on their website and pay to see all the different streams or something like that. Yeah. But it was just an awesome conference, and if you get the opportunity to go to a regional conference, go. Definitely go. I think you'll really get a lot out of it. It was incredible. I really, really enjoyed it.
I was very inspired by all of the speakers in the medical arena that are so passionate about helping people. I mean, it really is.
You need to kind of look that way and get your microphone, because I barely can hear you sitting next to you.
I know, I'm so sorry. But it's awesome to see how passionate they are for helping people.
I should probably take the microphone down and let you hold it.
You can convey what I'm saying.
But even Kido Savage, he put up a little like vlog of his trip to Omaha, and it was cool to hang out with him and see him. And he said it was one of the best conferences he's been a part of.
Yeah.
Gail said, Joe, since you were 6 feet tall, how tall is Rachel? Rachel is 5'6.5".
No, I'm 5'7".
5'7.5", and she has to have that half.
I have on my half.
Alan said he's always cold since starting keto.
Awesome. Yeah, me too.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Chris. So Chris said, Joe and Rachel are going to be live streaming on Saturday as well. They're going to be guests on the Utah Keto Meetup, and they're going to broadcast it on 2KK and on Keto Chow. So, yes. So, Keto Chow, where they're having a Keto Meetup in Salt Lake. We're going to be guests. Well, we are going to be there. We're going to be guests via video and be interviewed. But because we were able to set up this thing with, us broadcasting on both YouTube and Facebook at the same time, we're going to attempt to broadcast our interview with them in Utah. It's going to be on the Keto Chow channel and on our Facebook and on our YouTube. All of them, all at the same time. So this is going to be really interesting.
We're so fancy.
And he said, hey, Joe. Oh, wait. I said now he's posting it on both Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
Awesome.
Bambi said, came in here late, so didn't hear about your voice, Rachel. Hope it doesn't leave completely.
I am so sorry that you guys have to listen to this.
One Bad Marine said, tough conversation at my house today. Son has a large tumor on his leg, scheduling surgery, discussing if he's going to use keto and fasting with other treatments as he fights it.
Wow. We're going to be praying for him.
Oh, Christy said she's a type 1 diabetic and keto has changed her life. She wears a Dexcom 6 and she loves it. Oh, wow. I really like the Dexcom 6, but I know that it is much more expensive. But I'm gonna talk to Dr. Silas about it and see what he thinks. Carmen said Dr. Silas is good. Plus, he makes me laugh trying to avoid certain words like bullshit. He fails often. Yeah, he does fail often. But that's what I like about him, and that's what I like about Dr. Barry. Yeah. They're just going to tell you like it is. Keto Mom said, my glucose has been high, running 90s in the morning. I was 108 at 11:30 this morning, fasting. Wow. Carmen Finger said it's MBFM, male bovine fecal matter. GG Girl, I'm so glad the time is 9:30 now. I will see them all.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's get caught up. We have to do this giveaway.
Oh, yes.
Vivid J said, I'm having the MUGA exam for my heart tomorrow. I was supposed to have it done on Monday, but I tried to postpone it since I've been sick for weeks, nervous, and won't find out the results for a month.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So GG Girl wants to know if I use the Keto Coach for blood sugar too or just for ketones. So we use the Keto Coach. The Keto Coach does not test blood sugar. It only tests ketones.
Right.
The Kido Mojo tests both. I have them both. I actually like the Keto Coach better than the Keto Mojo. As far as using the Keto Mojo for blood glucose, I never bother doing that because the test strips are more expensive than just going to Walmart.
And getting that.
You can go to Walmart, buy a $14 meter, and the strips are like between 5 and 10 cents a piece, as opposed to, I want to say they're like 25 or 30 cents a piece for the Keto Mojo. And when I'm testing blood sugar, which I think is more important than the ketones.
I do too.
I do it a lot. Like I'll test it. Like if we do even a test on like a food or something like that, I'll test 7, 8, 9 times. And because of that, it can be very, very expensive.
Just go to Walmart and get a cheap one.
Yeah, you can buy it. It's like $14. You can get a good one there. As far as ketones, I only check ketones once in a while. I'd say maybe once to twice a week at most.
Sometimes when I am feeling really energized, I will want to test them and be like, is this because I've got some high ketones going?
Yeah.
And usually it does. Usually it's like a 2-point or something.
Tara said she can't wait for Keto Salt Lake. She's thinking she's going to go for a couple days early and do some hiking.
Ooh,
I'm sure there's some awesome hiking there. Give Redmond a call. Maybe you can hike through the mine.
I can't wait to get to see Tara. Tara got contact lenses.
Yes.
For the first time. You look beautiful. Amazing. I mean, you look pretty with glasses, too. But.
Renee said the first Airbnb was outside of Austin for $54 a night and pet friendly.
Wow. That's a bargain.
Erin said she's buying her ticket to Keto Salt Lake soon.
Yay!
I can't wait for Keto Salt 8. Ed said, can I take unflavored collagen when fasting? So if you're fasting, you really don't want to take collagen. Now, it's not, it depends on how much you're going to take, but if you're really fasting for autophagy, you don't want to do collagen. You really don't want to do anything.
Right.
Okay? Because all food, and you see a lot of people talk about this on Facebook, and they think, well, if you keep it under 50 calories, you haven't broken your fast. It's not true.
Yeah.
Dr. Berry has talked about, and by the way, we got to hang out with him a little bit over this weekend, because you go onto some of these groups and everyone's like, well, you can't, everything's got to be perfect keto. You've got to have grass-fed butter, and you can only eat grass-fed meat, and if you're not doing that, you're doing low carb, you're not doing keto.
You send them to me, and I will mom them.
Dr. Berry still says it's perfectly fine to start keto on hot dogs and mustard.
Hot dogs and mustard.
So if you don't have a lot of money, and we certainly didn't when we started keto.
We still don't have a lot of money.
We still don't have a lot of money. But as you do keto and you cut out more of the processed foods and you cut out the potato chips and you spend less money on medications, I was spending $100 a month on arthritis medication.
Well, and our pest control bill.
And the pest control bill. As you move that money there, then you can up to better eggs. The only thing I would tell you to get rid of on day one is all the processed oils, which Dr. Berry says is the thing.
Yeah.
Get rid of the canola oils, the corn oils, all of the grapeseed oils, all that stuff, because that causes inflammation.
Make our mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Because you could do it yourself.
Yep.
It is very cheap. It's probably going to wind up being cheaper than Hellmann's in the long run.
Yeah. But, yeah, you can still do keto on hot dogs and mustard, and he still talks about that.
Yeah.
So I forgot what I was talking about now.
I'm sorry. Good. You were going to check more comments.
So anyway, he talks about all of that, but the bottom line is you don't have to do the best possible foods and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. So collagen. So that's what it was. We were talking about fat. So Dr. Berry talks in some of his early videos that you want to try to intermittent fast. If you can't, if you are struggling to get from dinner to the night before to lunch, put a half a tablespoon of butter in your coffee to get you through. Only butter, no cream, because there's carbs in heavy cream, and no collagen, even MCT oil powder, because there's some carbs and flavorings in that. It would just be like straight butter or straight MCT oil, and just a little bit, just enough to get you through. It will break your fast, but it will help you get from one to the other. Yeah. But if you put anything in your coffee, it is going to break a fast. Now, some people, stevia may, some people it may not. Mike is on. He said hi. He's on Facebook. Tara said she's thinking of Vivajay, praying you get good results.
Yes.
Kavita said I increased my protein by a lot and my hair is still falling out so much. Now, first of all, anytime you do change a diet, even not keto, you will experience hair loss. You will experience. It does get better.
It will also impact your menstrual cycle if you're a woman.
Yes.
When I first went on keto, I thought I was going through the change because my menstruation stopped altogether. Mm-hmm. Once your body adapts to it and you get used to a new fuel source, it will come back and regulate.
Yeah, Chris said glucose is demand-driven, as Joe said. Just Google Bickman Breckenridge and watch the YouTube video. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Berry has talked about it. And even Thomas DeLawler talks about it a lot now, that it is demand-driven. It's not, hey, I've got plenty of protein. Let's start making glucose.
Right.
Heather said she's trying to teach Phil how to comment.
He's so awesome. Both of them are.
A lot of people are saying check your thyroid if you're having a lot of hair problems. One thing you might want to do for thyroid too is also make sure you're getting some iodine. Dr. Berry talks about taking iodine pills. McDowell said measure your glucose and only eating when blood sugar is less than 80 and 1 meal a day works great. Keeping the glucose to ketone ratio under 40 has been working great for weight loss.
That's awesome.
Now, I do want to say, Chris had mentioned this to Miriam. So Nurse Cindy talked about measuring herself and eating when her glucose is under 80. Right. That's going to be specific to you. You kind of have to figure out where is your normal blood glucose. Like for me, my blood glucose is normally in the 90s. It's in the low to mid 90s. So for me, I would probably go with when it's in the mid 80s is when it's probably a good time for me to eat. But if it's in the mid 90s, I'm going along just fine.
Right.
if I test it and it's over 100 or at 100, I definitely don't need to be eat. Now, it could be a stress thing too, so you might want to check it and then check it 10 minutes later. I mean, if I jump up, do a bunch of exercise, my glucose is going to be over 100, but I could still be physically hungry.
You know what's interesting? I never jump up and do a bunch of exercise. Rarely ever.
A Keto Mom said, Joe is so behind, we're now into February.
Oh, sorry.
I'm dealing with Rachel's talking.
Sorry.
Sarah, I've looked down, it's 10, 11, but we've really only been on for 40 minutes because we started at 9:30.
All right.
Sarah said, I love the whole mental aspect of this way of eating as far as learning why I think I want to eat even though I'm not hungry, getting to know myself so much better.
And that's a good thing. Getting to know yourself.
Yeah. Miriam said allergies stink. Heath said, Law and Order taught me that it's dangerous to jog. If you pay attention, it's always the jogger. They either enter the dead body or the guy that finds the dead body.
That is so true. Seriously. I don't even want to go to Central Park. Like, they always are uncovering a dead body there. On Law and Order.
Kavita said she thinks she's going to ask for a thyroid panel.
Not a bad idea.
Okay. I'm trying to catch up, guys, so I'm skipping over some stuff. Alan said, Rachel, rub the back of your hand between the middle and ring fingers. It'll most likely be tender. Rub it 4 times a day to help restore your voice.
Wait, where?
Okay, said rub the back of your hand between the middle and ring fingers.
Okay.
It most likely will be tender.
It is tender.
Said rub it 4 to 5 times a day to help restore your voice. It's acupressure really works. Try it.
I am doing that. Thank you.
Speaking of ring finger, you know what I was looking at today? You know what I really, really want? I just don't have enough money for it right now.
Wait, what?
I want an Aura ring. Those things are so cool.
I thought you were going to say...
Can I replace my wedding ring with an Aura ring?
No.
Why? I'll wear it as a wedding ring. No. What's the difference? It's actually bigger.
I'm so excited for this to work. Do I pinch it? Just rub it.
Teal said, be sure to ask the price of sensors that are changed out weekly. Mine are $100 each after insurance, which, ouch. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons that I think when I was researching online with the CGMs and Chris can probably tell me that the Libre is the cheapest. I was looking online, my local CVS, it's like $68 for 3 of them, and each one lasts, I think, 14 days.
Okay.
Which is not super terrible. Bad. Whereas I think the Dexcom 6, they last 10 days and it's $300 for 3 of them or something, or $350 for 3 of them. So but I think that you can reuse them. I wasn't sure. I'm still learning about it. Let's see. Liz said my blood glucose test is between the Kido Mojo and the Rely is really different. Mojo would be 87 and the Rely would be 101, for example, when taken seconds apart.
Wow.
That's the problem, is these things can be up to 20% off. So it is very weird.
That's frustrating.
But even again, I don't know for sure. I have found with the Keto Mojo compared to the Keto Coach, there is a huge difference in the ketone readings.
Yeah.
I find the Keto Mojo gives me much higher readings than the Keto Coach.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's the fact that all the strips are not individually sealed and the Keto Coach ones are. Some people say, well, they want you to have a high reading to make you feel good about yourself. My thing is look at consistency.
Yeah.
So I know with the Keto Coach, I am consistently a 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. So no matter what, that's usually where I'm at. And again, Dr. Barry said the same thing to me. He's like, that's normal even for him. He has them low because the longer you're doing this, the lower they're going to be because your body gets better at utilizing them.
Usually women have higher numbers than men.
Right.
If you have a 0.1, something is happening.
You've got ketones in your blood.
Don't chase a number like you're going to see somebody with like a 2.0 and you're like, man, one day I want to be like that.
You're not going to lose weight any faster with a higher number. But what I look at is I'm a 0.4 or 0.5. If all of a sudden I'm a 1.0, that means I'm producing a lot of extra ketones because those are ketones that are in your blood that your body's not using.
Yeah.
And that's probably just because I just ate a high-fat meal. Maybe I ate some MCT oil, something like that. Now, on the same point where I'm a 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 on the Keto Coach, I'm usually a 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 on the Keto Mojo.
Yeah.
So all I look for, is there a difference, not what is the number for me. So look at like long term. So Sherry said, I would love to tour Redmond. They're one of my favorite companies. And they're awesome people.
Yes.
Awesome people.
Oh my goodness.
We may be doing something with them soon.
Yeah, super friendly.
Yeah, super friendly. Tara said, Rachel will go full on mama bear with those keto police.
Yes. And also, we touched on it a little bit on Keto on the Couch. Don't be a keto police officer with yourself, right? Sometimes you can be hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on
Chris
yourself.
said it's not finalized yet, but we are working on a special meetup, MEAT, up on Wednesday before Keto Salt Lake so that the speakers and such can do book signings and more. It'll be free at Keto Chow.
Wow.
That'll be really cool. Which reminds me, Chris, you need to let us know who we're introducing as the MCs so that we can kind of make some plans. So if you don't know, Rachel and I are actually MCing at Keto Salt Lake. I'm really, really excited about that. And we are definitely going out early. I think, so the conference, if I remember right, is Friday and Saturday. Chris is going to correct me if I'm wrong. We're probably going to go out there like at least probably by Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're going to go out on Wednesday. My lacrosse assigner is going to kill me because this is in the middle of lacrosse season. Actually,
okay.
lacrosse playoffs.
That's all right.
And we actually found out that our church is doing baptisms that weekend.
Yeah.
But we're super excited about coming out to Keto Salt Lake for a few days.
We are. So we're going to hopefully have a meetup opportunity.
Yeah.
If you're a too crazy keto person.
Chris and I were actually talking about at some point, not right now, we have to find out the interest.
Okay.
But we were talking about over the weekend, like maybe one day doing a Keto Chow / Two Crazy Ketos cruise.
Yeah.
If we had enough interest between everybody.
Something to think about.
Something to think about for the future. Parrothead Renee said, Keto Police, do what works for you. It's still better than the standard American diet.
So true. I love
agree.
that. That is exactly the right perspective.
To a point. I agree to a point. Like the standard American diet is horrible, but you don't want to do, if you're willing to do keto but eating every possible garbage food, it's, to me, it's almost as bad. Ed said, Joe is so far behind, next time I'm going to wear a diaper. Teal said, my CGM sensors are $100 each after insurance. A sensor only lasts a week. Ask prices on sensors before deciding because it's not just the price of the CGM involved.
Thank you.
That's probably why I am going to go with the, no, I can't think, the Libre, because the Libre is much cheaper. Much cheaper. That's one of the things I say about it. It's much, much cheaper.
But thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah. Tara said, thank goodness for menopause. I'd be real irritated if that nonsense made a comeback on keto.
Oh, yeah. It's made a comeback.
Haiti said, hi guys, only butter and black coffee. Hope Rachel gets better soon.
Thank you.
Sarah said, I still need to figure out if I can make it happen. If so, I'm going to be alone too, and we'll certainly meet up with you guys.
Awesome.
Hannah said, my hyperthyroidism has completely went away and levels are normal since being keto for 2 years. I was diagnosed hyperthyroid at the age of 7 and now I'm 29.
Wow, I love hearing this. There's so many different specific medical conditions that people are seeing momentum because they're on the keto diet. That's awesome. That is such great news.
Parrothead Renee said, you guys spoke of keto carnivore, and I've been intrigued since, especially if able to add fermented veggies. So there's a lot of different levels of carnivore. And I don't know, all of a sudden everyone said, keto's not good enough, you have to be carnivore, which I don't understand that at all.
There's a
My
keto
personal
police.
opinion is I disagree.
That is a keto police move.
But I've gone on forums where people say that you can't even add salt to carnivore. Then you look at Danny Vega, who I spent a lot of time talking to this weekend, and Danny Vega has been carnivore for years. But he does incorporate and go through bouts where he adds vegetables.
Right.
And so, but, I mean, the gentleman that Rachel was talking to, I mean, he is pretty much carnivore, but he believes in fermented vegetables because that helps restore your gut biome.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of what is best for you. You know, for some people go carnivore because they just don't do well with adding a bunch of other things. I've seen people say, I actually was talking to someone the other day on one of the forums where they're like, well, I just got my yogurt in from Peak Yogurt because, they'd ordered it in August and Peak Yogurt went through some issues as they were moving their packing plant and stuff. And they're like, I finally got it in. And they're like, well, now I can't eat it because I'm carnivore.
That made me so sad.
And I'm like, you absolutely can eat it. If you look at the ingredients of Peak Yogurt, it's 100% carnivore. It's only cream. They don't add anything else to it. And there were people telling them that's not carnivore. Cream's not carnivore. It comes from an animal. It's carnivore.
I want to spank those people.
I've even seen people say that carnivore is only beef, that you can't eat chicken or fish on carnivore.
Who is running this?
People just come up with rules. Slapstick said, my wedding ring is on my keychain. It has been for like 8 years. Got tired of taking it off 3 times a week to play softball.
Oh, wow.
My wedding ring has never come off, and because of that,
skin is grown.
I've got, actually, you can't really see it, but I've got a permanent callus here from my ring hitting here. I don't understand. I'm not allowed to take off my wedding ring. Rachel takes hers off every day.
Every night.
And she takes it off at night. She would go to work without it. We've even had people comment on our videos, where's your wedding ring, Rachel?
Like, are we having marital problems?
Yes. I mean... But I think it would be cool to replace this ring with an Aura ring.
Well...
Chris said, you wear the Aura ring on your other hand, keep your wedding right slacker. Why can't I replace it? Make the wedding ring the Aura ring. I'll sell this ring and buy an Aura ring.
Chris has got me.
Doll said, Tara Lime, OMG, horrible, yeah. One Bad Marine said, Parrot Head, you can implement carnivore any way you like. Some dairy, some fermented veggies. There's a debate on being in ketosis or carnivore, but really on how you manage fat to protein ratios.
Yeah.
The bottom line is carnivore is keto, because if you're eating carnivore, you should be in ketosis, unless you're eating too many calories. And that is another thing. If you are eating way too many calories, when I talk, and again, you have to be careful with calorie counting, but even Kido Savage, I mean, I don't remember, was it 4,000 or 6,000 calories that he did, where he was gaining weight. And I know Matt from Keto Connect did the 4,000 calorie challenge where he was gaining weight because he was eating 4,000 calories a day. But if you are eating way too many calories, a lot more calories than you're burning, if you're eating 4,000 calories and never getting off of the couch, you will most likely kick yourself out of ketosis.
Right.
Because your body is just getting so much fuel from the food you're eating, it never bothers burning all of that fat. It's just using all that protein and everything.
Yeah.
So you definitely could have very low numbers with that, which is something that even when we were doing the reverse diet that, Robert had mentioned to us, he's like, your ketone readings are probably going to be lower if you're upping your calories, but they'll even out later on.
Which they have.
Mike said, I'm just here to see Chris heckle Joe. It's worth the price of admission. Tara said, most of my food allergies came from Lyme too. It's something that we know so little about.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Parrothead said, I was on another carnivore page and just the keto police. When I asked about fermented veggies, you thought I'd asked them if I'd eat bread.
Seriously, it's kind of interesting that if an actual animal that is a carnivore, what is the first thing that they will try to eat on their prey?
Right.
It is the guts.
Right.
Which has residual vegetation in it.
That's the other thing that I can't wait to try, which I am definitely going to be doing in the month of February, especially towards the end of the month when lacrosse season kicks off, is what Dr. Silas, and that's what I'm going to talk to him about on Tuesday, is what he was talking about with, if you look at an animal, we talked about it on Keto on the Couch, if you look at a carnivore animal, like a lion or something, after they eat, they go to sleep. Now, I'm not talking about eat and go to sleep within 2 minutes, but you naturally, at least I naturally, fall asleep. I get a little groggy. Like, I mean, if we eat and then Rachel and I lay down in bed, I will sometimes nod off. It's like a 5-minute nod off, and she yells at me for going to sleep. But then I'm right back up awake as soon as she kind of wakes me up.
Since I punch him.
But the idea is that if, which I do, want to snack a lot between dinner and going to bed, why not push my meal closer to bedtime? It's not eat the meal and go lay in bed. It's push my meal closer to bedtime, eat that carnivore meal, and then when I get sleepy, just go to sleep then. Probably like within a half hour to an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see how does that affect me? Because a lot of times I don't want to snack before dinner. It's between dinner and going to bed.
Speaking of snacks.
Okay.
Should we give away the Keto Krate?
Yeah, I guess let's give away the Keto Krate. So we did this. We completely forgot in the Keto Krate video to give away our Keto Krate. Yeah. Completely forgot about it. So if you saw day 1 of our trip to Omaha, which was the day we were getting there, we did the Keto Krate giveaway.
A little hidden.
So let's go ahead and switch over to the screen share. And I've already got the YouTube URL up here. We're going to hit fetch. I'm looking down here and like there's a 10-second delay. I got to be looking at where I'm actually hitting the button. There are 290 comments.
290?
Yes. You ready?
Yes.
Pick a winner. The winner is David on? I think I saw David's name.
David Dieter.
David Dieter. And David wrote, we are praying for your traveling mercies for the 2 of you.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, David.
Well, you got a Keto Krate.
David, here's what you need to do. You need to send us an email at twocrazyketos@gmail.com, and then we can send this right out to you. Hey, I just noticed something, Chris, that, the chat, like, completely goes away. So I'm trying this out, by the way. So we're trying to embed the chat within the video, but I noticed that they all go away when I switched over. You're going to have to tell me what to do there. Or now it's kind of repopulating, but I don't know if those are old ones.
Yeah, well, it says congratulations, David.
Yeah, so...
Wait, somebody went to a New Kids on the Block concert?
New Kids on the Block?
I loved New Kids on the Block. Who was your person? I actually liked Jordan. That was my guy. Please don't go, girl. Tell him, please don't go, girl.
Please don't go, girl. Miriam said the readers give you a good idea. There is a video by Ryan Lowry comparing multiple blood glucose readers. It's a really good video.
Cool.
Pepita said, I'm so glad you were talking about this. My readings are all around are like you, Joe. I'd begun to get discouraged about ketone readings and concerned with glucose readings. Sounds like I'm normal.
Yes, you are. Don't get discouraged.
Don't get discouraged. Again, so much stuff can affect your glucose readings. That's why you really want to look for, again, stress. Even good stress. Like Miriam has talked about that she had the CGM for 14 days. And she noticed that when she was getting ready to watch one of our live streams, that the glucose level actually elevated because it was a happy stress. She was happy that she was going to get to watch the live stream because all forms of stress will raise your blood sugar.
So even being married to me.
That's why it's so high.
Because you're
stressful.
So happy.
No,
happy.
It's just stress. Miriam said you don't have to be hard on yourself. You're your own worst enemy. Give yourself a break. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
I've actually noticed I can actually make my blood sugar go up just worrying about what my blood sugar is.
It's crazy.
It is. So don't worry about it.
So, and do me a favor. Do us a favor as your friends. Be kind to our friend you. Right?
Parrothead Renee said, Keto's changed my path for sure. So many unhealthy family issues that I've been able to steer clear of.
Yeah.
Sherry's going to bed. She said, good night. Been a rough week.
Good night. I hope your week gets better. I'm sorry.
Bambi said, hey, were you two able to check out Old Town in Omaha? No, we didn't.
Not.
We pretty much, we went. It's so funny because we do always want to vlog going because a lot of people aren't able to go and we want to kind of show what's going on there. So we always want to get a video up. And so when we get there, we do a video. It takes me an hour or so to edit the video. So as soon as we would get that video going, we went right to the conference and then we would just kind of hang out and talk to people. It was really cool that we got to hang out with so many people on Friday night for the Bring Your Own Meat party.
We have got to start doing that.
Yes.
We may have to do that as a chat. Like everybody, bring your meat to a 2KK live stream, right? Let's have a
It was just
party.
A lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen that, check out day 2 of the Kido Summit Omaha video. That was the first day of the conference, and at the end of the day, we went over to Kido Savage's house. It was like a 15,000 square foot mansion.
It was crazy.
That they did an Airbnb for, and I know everybody was staying there, but
I think you could park our house.
They said there were more bathrooms than butt cheeks.
We were got 2 butt cheeks.
Well, it was just really awesome because, I mean, everybody was eating steaks, and I actually emailed the company today about trying to get them to do a video.
Okay.
Danny Vega brought the coolest thing. They were carnivore snacks. And what it is, it's from Grassland Nutrition. It was dehydrated liver, kidney, and heart. But it was nice. Just, you don't need to eat much, and you get all of the benefits. And they really weren't that bad. It wasn't like eating regular liver, was it?
No, but it wasn't great.
But I didn't salt it either.
Or add cream cheese.
They also sell powdered liver, where you would put it on top of your eggs or something, or mix in with your eggs, your ground beef, but it's dehydrated, or freeze dried. But it was really good. But yeah, it was just really cool to see. There was buffalo there and all of the steak. We had a great time with that.
We need to do that more.
And Chris turned us onto the coolest thing. And that was, go get smoked Gouda from Sam's Club.
Yes.
Slice it thin and melt it on top of your ribeye.
Why have I not been doing this?
It was incredible.
It was so good.
Shelly said, skin adhesive for CGM. My mom's kept falling off, so we had to get her a skin adhesive to help it keep it stick.
Wow.
Chris said, my favorite is the salt isn't carnivore.
I know.
Let's see. Shelly said, I've never heard about this salt thing. I guess I'm FA. I don't know. Joe Ray said, I'm more of a ketovore.
Yes.
Oh, wait, you got to say it. I mean, can you say it? Joe Ray?
Joe Ray mi fa sol la keto. You definitely don't want me singing.
Renee said, I'm learning from all of you guys' interviews and taking bits and making it work. We're all special and different, and we are so blessed to have you all, such great info. And that's something that I always say. So you watch all of these different YouTubers, and I completely agree. Hey, we're out here. We're going to give you a little information. The purpose of our channel, and Rachel and I have been trying to figure out, like, what is the focus of our channel? Like if we were to write a mission statement, what is it? And it's really, we're a family. We're here to build a support group. We really do, like, try to get to know all of you. So now, obviously, if you never comment, we don't know who you are, but we try to always recognize people who comment on a regular basis. Yeah. We really want to just be the support group kind of channel, because this is we're so passionate about this.
And it can be lonely. And being lonely can be an obstacle to sticking to something.
Yes.
We want you to be successful.
Right.
And if we can help by just partnering with you and encouraging you, that's what we want to do. Right.
But if you are looking, we'll pass on information that we find, and we can give you basic information on how to do keto. But if you want specific things, make sure, like Nurse Cindy said, you are watching Dr. Berry, watching Dr. Silas, even Thomas DeLawler, who has some good information. But take all of the different things and make it yours. Yeah. For example, Dr. Berg says you don't have to count vegetables. I personally don't agree, but I do think that you need to have vegetables, or at least make sure you're getting all of your electrolytes and your nutrients in one way or the other. Yeah. Again, like if you're eating nose to tail on an animal, and I mean nose to tail, I'm talking about eating the brain, eating everything, not just eating liver, kidney, and heart, eating the whole animal, then you should get most of your nutrients. I'm not willing to necessarily eat brain and intestines.
Thank you. Thank you.
Danny Vega eats brain. That was the other cool thing about Danny. And Danny and I are actually going to be trying to set a meetup in the next month or whatever, because he's very close to us. But him and Mara are actually homeschooling their kids. And this semester for school, they're doing things like how to butcher an animal.
They have little kids.
They have little kids. It's really cool. But that's what this semester is going to be focused on, is like how to butcher an animal, how to raise animals, things like that.
This is a skill.
How cool is that? Like, how cool is it to be teaching your kids that? And that is like part of their school curriculum as being homeschooled.
I think you're going to have a healthy respect for animals.
Yeah. Okay, so Zip Fizz is going to be carnivore for me.
Yeah.
Shelly said, I've never heard of the salt thing. I guess I'm following all the right carnies.
Yeah, there you go.
Vivid just said, I can't stand the hate on carnivore towards chicken eaters. I don't care if they can't fly, neither can cows.
Right.
Doll said he lost his wedding ring because I lost so much weight on keto. Be careful, everyone.
Wow.
I actually had that. I almost lost it like 3 times because, again, as a landscaper, I was planting plants and it kept falling off. And I finally looked at Rachel. I'm like, I have got to go get my wedding ring size. And you couldn't wear it for over a year.
Well, I had to
You were wearing it on your thumb at one point.
Well, I was wearing on my middle finger for a lot, but I felt like I was making a social statement with like my wedding ring on my middle finger.
Shelly said, I think the chicken comes from the lion diet, extreme beef, salt water, only to help with autoimmune issues. Gail said, yes, Rachel, keep that ring on, girl. I so miss wearing my wedding ring since being divorced.
Aw.
Tara said, I sweep my big girl wedding ring for a silicone ring when I camp and hike.
That's nice.
This is my second wedding ring because I scratched the heck out of the first one climbing on rocks.
Yeah. They say you should like switch them out if you're going to go like scuba diving or snorkeling where there's like barracuda and stuff.
Nancy said the Order ring Keto connected a review a while back on the ring. I know that Aaron from High Fat High Fun has one. A subscriber bought it for him, and I know that Chris and Miriam have them, and they love them.
Yeah.
I'm just really fascinated by some of the information you get, especially sleeping-wise, because I don't sleep well. So I'd be really interested in some of the stuff you're going to get.
And I have slept through a hurricane, an actual hurricane. I slept through it.
She does. She sleeps through a hurricane. The only time she doesn't sleep is on the nights when I happen to not be sleepy and want to watch TV. Then she gets up in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And then yells at me that the TV is on. Shelly says, I must say the longer I'm doing carnivore, the less I like chicken. Beef and lamb just taste so much better to me, but I know everyone's tastes are different.
Yeah.
We rarely eat chicken. Once in a blue moon. I mean, we eat a lot of ground beef, I guess, well, we do eat chicken, we eat eggs.
But it is interesting how your palate changes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like to eat a lot of fish, and now I find I like fish.
Tara said, healthy and keto, check out Koala and Enso rings might be a good affordable option while you're in weight loss mode.
Wow.
That's interesting. Chris said, so did I. He did a review. He put up a link on the review. Fitbit, charge, and Oura ring activity and sleep tracking.
Neat.
Heather said, I got a little rubber spiral thing to make my rings fit to keep them cheap on Amazon.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
Steph said, hey, Rachel and Joe and everyone, hey. I'm late. I just got home from an Oak Ridge Boys concert.
Oh, how cool.
Ooh, that's cool.
Actually, I really like the Oak Ridge Boys.
She wants to know what happened to your voice.
It's gone. It left town.
What time is it? 10:30. It's time to get off.
We
got to get caught up.
Caught the midnight train to Georgia.
Oh, we're just up to now. Everybody's saying congratulations to David.
Oh, okay. So you're way behind.
We're way behind. We're going to get caught up quick, though, because I'm going to just scroll past all the congratulations, David. Miriam said she's super impressed that we got the streaming to work all in one day. And I didn't do any test runs. I did have one thing where I accidentally hit a button earlier, and I think it put it on Facebook, but it didn't. But it was like a half a second, and I realized it did it. But
are you like this on there?
It never hit YouTube because I did check YouTube. Chris said, I'm so normal. I have a sign tattoo on my forehead that says A, be normal.
Aw.
Ron said, have you on Facebook, YouTube, and TV via YouTube watching with my wife?
Wow. Well,
I was doing that to Chris the other day. I was watching him on YouTube. I had YouTube on one screen, and I had Facebook on the other, and I was commenting on both of them to confuse them.
You need Jesus.
I have Jesus. Can you imagine if I didn't have him?
Oh, Lord.
Steph said, Rachel, when are you getting a cake pop maker to make balls, and more balls?
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
We used to have one of those.
So I saw that Stephanie had gotten one at a thrift store. Go thrift store shoppers. Mm-hmm. And I thought, what a great way to repurpose it, because she was making basically like chaffles, but with cake balls. Delicious. So
Parrothead Renee said, hey guys, in case you guys didn't see this, not only has Steph had some recent challenges, but she hit her, is that 100? Is that 100?
100.
It does say 100-pound loss.
Wow.
Everybody give her high fives.
High five. We'll high five each other.
High five.
That's
so Steph said, I got busted yesterday. JW came home and I had a washer dryer going, dishwasher going, kitchen clean, and was in the middle of prepping supper.
Wow.
Miriam said, congratulations on your 100, Steph. Everyone's saying congratulations. Congratulations,
Steph.
Steph.
That is awesome.
Pepite says, we need to have a Florida meetup. We could meet at a park and barbecue. The weather is perfect this time of the year.
Yeah.
We would love to do that. If there is anybody, if there's a bunch of you guys in South Florida, or we could definitely, arrange that. Maybe when we get back from KetoCon. For me, a good time, bottom line, mid-February to mid-April, horrible time for me. I'm going to be doing probably 15 lacrosse games a week.
You mean when you get back from Salt Lake?
So maybe... Well, I'm thinking after KetoCon.
Oh, in June?
So between June and September, when there's no sports going on.
Let's do it.
We could definitely do something.
Let's barbecue.
Steph said, we're going to start making our own lunch meat. I can't wait, starting this weekend. Heather said, I love smoked Gouda on meatloaf, also on scrambled eggs.
Ooh, I got to try it on meatloaf. I've never had it on meatloaf.
Steph said the liver stole your voice.
That's it. That's what did it.
Mike said the smothered option at Texas Roadhouse is so delicious. Grilled onions, mushrooms, and cheese melted on steaks is delicious. Speaking of Texas Roadhouse,
yes.
I have never been to Texas Roadhouse.
I think you haven't.
I haven't. Years ago, down here in Florida, Years ago in Florida, we had a place called Roadhouse,
yes.
but it wasn't Texas Roadhouse. The Roadhouse closed down. No, it's different because they didn't have bread. They had... Oh my gosh, they were sweet rolls, right? They were like these little sweet yeast rolls. Mm-hmm. They were incredible. They did the same thing with the peanuts, but it wasn't the same atmosphere as Texas Roadhouse. Okay. I've never been to Texas Roadhouse because you and I have never been to Texas Roadhouse, and it only opened after we've been married, down here anyway. Stop looking at them like I'm crazy. I'm not. We don't go out to eat. That's our thing, right?
Okay.
And when we did go out to eat, we went out to all you can eat and eat 50,000 calories in a sitting. So anyway, we went to Texas Roadhouse with Chris and Miriam. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've ever had a prime rib before. I don't ever remember eating prime rib.
You always order like steak or...
I've always eaten steak. I was even contemplating eating the burger, although everybody was eating prime rib. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this prime rib thing. But I did. Ever. It was awesome. We got 16-ounce prime ribs. They were incredible. And I saw the smothered option, but I was so worried about are they putting a cheese sauce on this thing? I told them, bring it to me on the side.
Right.
Which it was. It was a piece of melted cheese. I think no wonder she looked at me like I was crazy. She's like, on the side. It was a piece of melted cheese in a bowl on the side. So now I know. But Chris taught us something about... So you go in, you want broccoli, you don't want the potato.
Right.
If you tell them you want loaded broccoli, they're going to look at you're crazy. So you tell them, I want broccoli, and everything that you would put on a loaded potato, throw that on the broccoli.
Sour cream, cheese,
which they didn't put sour cream on mine.
Butter.
Mine didn't have sour cream.
Mine didn't either, but it's okay. You'll recover.
But we had cheese and bacon, but I want to go to... That may be... Our 31-day fast break is go to Texas Roadhouse and get that prime rib.
Okay, now you're talking.
Because that thing was awesome.
That's a great Valentine's Day meal.
That thing was awesome. I don't know if I want to break my fast with that or Buffalo Wild Wings, which is the only thing that we ate in Omaha. We had that. We had steak and Kido Savages because we ate Buffalo Wild Wings twice.
Yeah.
And then we had the prime rib.
Man, are we caught up? Are you caught up?
Almost. Chris said Rachel sings just like Joe right now. You guys should do a duet.
It's so bad right now.
Gina said, you're so informative. I like your Costco haul and how you explain what is good and what is bad.
Oh, thank you.
Deborah said, absolutely hit the mark on a lonely statement. It's extremely lonely when you are the only one. Love having the family to keep me company. Yeah. That is the whole purpose of our channel. Constance said, was this week 20% off a one-time thing for Chris? So yes, so if you like Keto Chow, this week's sale is root beer float, and it's 20% off.
Okay, are you going to share your root beer hack?
Okay, so Rachel does not like root beer float,
not normally.
Which is very frustrating to me because I love it, and I make them all the same. And so what she starts doing is going through a refrigerator and taking a sip out of every single one in there, making sure it's not root beer float.
Yeah.
Then when I get mine, it's missing a couple sips. And when the only thing you're allowed to eat is Keto Chow.
Don't sip out of it. He got stickers. So
today I bought stickers. So anyway, I found a hack Now, you can do this with any flavor, but I did it with the root beer float. So right now, I'm preparing all keto chows with 3 tablespoons to 4 tablespoons of butter.
Right.
And we always have at least 10 to 15 pre-made. But for me, I need more fat in mine because I eat more calories than Rachel. But it's just easier to have all the same and then add more stuff later.
Right.
So yesterday, what I've been doing, because I can suck down a keto chow, I was telling Chris and Miriam, like literally 45 seconds, I'm done. And when I can't have anything else, it's very frustrating. So I've started like blending it with a bunch of ice, making it like an icy kind of milkshake. So it goes from being a regular blender bottle to like a 36-ounce blender bottle.
It's a Rachel hack.
Yeah, so I can still drink it. I'm not eating with a spoon, but it's very icy and thick. So yesterday, I took a tablespoon of cream cheese.
Yes.
And I dumped it in the Vitamix, and then I added 1 tablespoon of cream cheese instead of more butter, and then put like 7 or 8 ice cubes. That was the thickest, creamiest milkshake I have ever had, and it was with root beer.
Try it.
It was so good. So add a tablespoon. You don't want to add more than half a tablespoon, a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons, because every ounce of cream cheese does have 2 carbs. But it's a great hack. Do a bunch of butter and just do a tablespoon of that cream cheese. Or today, what I use today is, because I have a bunch of it, is the mascarpone cheese.
And just see what that does.
Because that's an Italian. It's lower in carbs than cream cheese. And it thickens it up and gives you some extra fat. Mike said, I just finished root beer keto chow for dinner. So that's what I was saying. So this week's sale on keto chow is 20% off instead of the normal 10% for root beer.
Wow.
Excuse me. And if you
need a tissue.
Excuse me. And if you use our link, that does help our channel. Steph said, I've gone from a 12 ring size to an 8. No, I'm good.
We're good.
Paris said, pretty sure keto chow will be on my Ketovoro healthaholic journey. Margaret said, Chris, you haven't had Joe's blue cheese dip, I take it, after dreaming about it on my steak.
Has Stephanie gone from a 12 to a size 8?
Yes.
Wow, you get it, girl.
For ring size, I believe.
Oh, my God.
Or is that ring size? Yeah, ring size. She's gone from a size 12 to a size 8 ring size.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah. Kavita said, I drink chocolate keto chow every day mixed with butter. It's people
delicious.
ask us all the time, like, if I can only get one flavor to get chocolate.
Yeah.
Get chocolate.
So
you can add a bunch of stuff with chocolate. If you want chocolate peanut butter, you can add some peanut flour to it. You can add some PB Fit powder to it. You can even add some just regular peanut butter. Add a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of peanut butter to your keto chow, although, peanuts aren't the greatest thing in the world for you.
Almond butter.
Or almond butter. But yeah, if you could only get one flavor, I always suggest chocolate. If you're not a chocolate fan, get vanilla because you can add a bunch of stuff to it.
It's a good chocolate.
Jason said you may not like what the ring tells you about your sleep habits. I know. I figure that, but that's really why I want it. I'd rather know.
You're a zombie. You're a vampire.
You want to talk about what keto has done for a change of my habits and the way I think? And Rachel my mom used to get so mad at me about this because I grew up with, my dad was a clinical chemist. I grew up around medical people. So I was kind of raised, you don't go to the doctor unless you're dying. So I don't go to the doctor. I mean, I haven't gone to a doctor for a full checkup 15 years, at least 15 years. I mean, had a little bit of a checkup when I was having some back issues last year, but not a full physical. I feel great. Why go to the doctor? I don't go to the doctor unless I'm dying or something's really
scaring you.
And which is really never, right?
Well, and once you had your blood panel, then
once I got a blood panel, which the blood panel came from because I was having back problems and I wanted to make sure it wasn't a kidney issue or something like that. So my mom was always like, hey, you really need to go get a checkup. You should probably go, get your prostate checked now that you're almost 50 years old and all that stuff. And my feeling has always been, I don't want to know. Right? Has that not always been? Rachel was always so angry at me. I was like, I don't want to know. Like, if something's wrong with me, I would rather just not know. I'd rather just drop dead. Now, I want to know.
Right.
But now it's because I'm healthy. So now it's like I know that because I'm eating so healthily that there's nothing going to be wrong. So I want to be able to see how how good is it. Still don't like hearing bad news, but with the ring thing, it would be interesting to see, like, wow, your sleep is so bad, you better get on top of this because this is why you're having issues.
I can tell you that.
Tara said, I can sleep through just about anything. Renee said, I always taste my keto chow when I first make it. When it's warm, I have a hard time not chugging a bunch each time. All yummy. Even the orange is tasty and warm.
Yeah.
I love the orange, too. She won't eat it.
Orange is not my favorite. Although, if you mix it with coconut oil, it tastes like a very tropical drink.
Yeah. Sylvia said, I got the dehydrated beef heart snack, and my dog loves it.
There you
She
go.
hardly is greedy for food, but this one got her excited.
Get it?
I gave her some every day now. I like it too. Not too much of a funky flavor. You liked the heart. You said the heart was good. You didn't like the liver one.
The liver.
Heather said, oh dear Joe, you are so far behind.
Better scroll. It's almost 11.
I know. Dana said, gotta order some tomorrow. Thanks for the suggestion.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Yeah, Chris said, never give up, never surrender. Margaret said, definitely Miriam. I have friends beg me to make it. Parrothead said, use the 2KK discount code. Yes, thank you. Miriam said, chaffles are so great. My kids love them, and they freeze really well. Do you know, and I know we're behind, and we're going to get caught up. I'm going to skip a bunch of them. But you know who's finally, Miriam, jumped on the chaffle train? Do you know who's jumped on the chaffle train? No.
Who?
I'm going to let you keep thinking about it. One of our favorite keto authors.
Who?
I'm going to see if Miriam knows who I'm talking about.
Somebody's excited.
Casey Smurf said, as a newbie, is almond flour a necessity for chaffles or just egg and cheese? No, you do not need to have almond flour. Just egg and cheese. Chris said, Joe means I have not previously been to Texas Roadhouse. I made sure he went to Texas Roadhouse in Omaha. Yes, you did. Britt Larson said, I started cutting my first bacon today. Thanks for the inspiration. I can't wait for keto for next week.
Awesome.
I just took another one out of the freezer. Slapstick said, Texas Roadhouse makes some great steak. The porterhouse is great.
Heather has 8675309.
Miriam said, egg and cheese is enough. You only need almond flour if you want a different texture.
I'm so sad I can't sing.
Yeah. Kavita said, I can't go to Texas Roadhouse anymore because I have a serious addiction to their rolls. I can't even put myself in that situation. It was so funny. They came. She was like, we're going to bring you rolls. We're like, no, please don't.
Don't do it.
Don't bring them. So is Carrie Brown, by the way.
Carrie Brown?
Yeah,
Really?
Carrie Brown wanted nothing to do with chaffles, and now she's the last day or whatever, so she's been making chaffles up a store. So I'm expecting a Carrie Brown cookbook on chaffles soon.
That's a good thing.
Kavita said, I need some keto. I thought you would guess it by now, but Kavita said, I need some keto friends because nobody understands. Everyone always says just a little bit won't hurt you. Ugh, it's so annoying. Pretty much just stop going out to eat with my friends.
Yeah. You know what I started doing is I usually go out to coffee if I want to go out and just chat.
Heather said I should label all the keto chows. No, I like playing roulette. Rachel doesn't like playing roulette.
I don't want to play roulette.
Chris said that you're licking them all to say this is mine. Well, that's what I started doing. I started moving mine out to the other refrigerator.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have told you that. Now you're going to go drink those too.
Just a swig.
Steph said, I love doing half butter and half cream.
Ooh, yeah.
Miriam said, it's so lame. I wish people would just let us eat what we want to eat.
Oh.
Yep. Slapstick said, I've used cream cheese with a raspberry cheesecake keto chow. It was great. Oh, I didn't think about that one.
I love raspberry.
Yeah, Rachel really likes her. I made 3 raspberry cheesecakes the other day. I didn't get any of them.
God.
They were chocolate toffees, and you drove raspberry cheesecake over to chocolate toffee.
I was as surprised as you are.
Well, today I made 6 strawberries.
I mean,
Mike said I mixed the strawberry and the raspberry with cream cheese half the time.
Ooh. That sounds good.
Miriam said add peanut butter to the vanilla. Slapstick said that he bought coconut milk to try in the orange keto chow when it gets here.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Lisa said she uses 3 tablespoons of butter and coffee to her chocolate keto chow. It makes a deeper chocolate flavor.
I always put coffee in the blender butter and swish it
Mike
around.
said, to me, I think keto chow is practically carnivore. I make it with butter. The protein powder is made with milk or beef, and it's mostly an animal product with a little bit of flavor and sweetener. Yeah, I agree.
Me too.
Heather said, we got the OO flavors of the Redmond party. I set them up in the kitchen when we got home, and I could not figure out what the smell was in my house. Those flavors are very strong. They are very strong.
Very strong.
We have a bunch of them in our cabinet. As soon as you open the cabinet, like, whoosh.
It's like a Yankee Candle, but not a bad thing.
Renee said, I got my 23andMe results back, and even though my dad and his family had diabetes, cardiac, and so many other issues, they were not in my future. I have changed my path.
Oh, that's awesome.
Heather said, Miriam, did it happen to you? Mike said, thanks, I should make some more soon. I drink so many shakes that I don't cook as much as I did before, and now it's usually either meat, chaffles, or keto chow.
Yeah.
And again, my thing with keto chow, somebody actually messaged me the other day, like, how is it that last year at this time you did not like keto chow and now you do? It wasn't that we didn't like keto chow a year ago. I still feel like I need to take that video down because it's been a year. Okay, it wasn't that we didn't like keto chow. It was that when we made that video, and I razz Chris about this all the time, and he's like, I know. There was a card that came with it, and the card only explained, well, you have to explain this because people don't understand.
I think you just need to take the video down.
The card, Chris doesn't want me to. The card explained, like, this is how you figure out how much keto chow to drink when you're doing your 3 meals a day. Like, figure out your calories. To us, when we read that, and there wasn't a lot of information on keto chow, and the only videos I could find online were Chris doing his 100-day challenge. So I'm like, I can't go by that because this is the owner, right? So the only thing that it really explained was when you're drinking keto chow for 3 meals a day, this is how much each shake can be. So we didn't understand that you could drink it for 1 or 2 meals a day. Also, when Chris and Miriam sent that to us, they didn't even know about the butter.
The butter changed
He
everything.
discovered the butter in the middle of his 100-day challenge.
Butter changed the game.
Butter changed everything for us. I almost knocked over my drink.
I'm so excited.
Because when we did that video, the only thing we knew about was avocado oil and heavy cream. And if you watch that video, my attitude was heavy cream's got way too many carbs for me. You know, to drink, especially because we were looking at it again, you have to look at it. It wasn't 1 meal, it was 3 meals. Mm-hmm. And then avocado oil was just going to be way too expensive for 3 meals. So when we finally met Chris, he's like, number one, you can use butter now.
Butter!
And I was like, that changes everything.
Yeah.
And then you can just drink it for like 1 meal a day. I'm like, okay, well that I can get behind because that would be better than eating some lunch meat or stopping at McDonald's and getting a hamburger with no bun or something like that. Right. So, yeah, everybody guessed it was Carrie. Chris said, we literally just laughed out loud when Joe said he's going to get caught up. I am caught up, actually. Mike said, I have the same problem at Red Lobster's. We tell him no biscuits right up front.
Yeah. If I know that I'm going to be triggered by something, just take it away.
Oh, Jenny is on. She said, I love watching TU. Met you at Omaha, and you shouted out to my mom.
Awesome.
She loved it when you were talking about Carrie Brown.
Yes. Say hi, Miss Beth.
Kavita said, the more popular they get, the harder they're going to catch up on comments. We really do try. I think we are caught up. Everyone's talking about keto chow and chaffles. And yes, we are caught up. Chris said, so excited about butter. Joe's going to need to buy a new keyboard. Miriam said, everything is better with butter. Yes, everything. Chris said, not caught up. I am caught up. You are the very last comment that at least is showing up there. So, with that being said, Joe is a comment scrolling cheater.
I love it.
We absolutely love you guys. So, it is 11 o'clock.
Wow.
It's 11 o'clock. We've been on for an hour and a half. This has been awesome.
We went on and on.
Guys, make sure, Chris, since I am caught up and I can see it, what time is the live stream actually going to be available for people to see on Saturday? And we can end with that.
Yeah.
So we're going to be, like we talked about earlier, on the Keto Salt Lake, or I guess Keto Salt Lake, on the Salt Lake meetup.
I use so much butter, I should be a cow. I should buy a cow.
We have gone through so much butter with our keto chow, like it's incredible. I just had to open up the rest of the boxes. I think we're down to the last 4 pounds that we got at Sam's Club.
4 pounds.
We've used
4 pounds.
We've used 8 pounds of butter.
Wow.
So on Saturday we're gonna be broadcasting live on our channel with Chris on their channel at their link.
Mountain.
So it's going to be 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern Time. So you should be able to watch it. Hopefully, if all goes well, you'll be able to watch it on our YouTube, on our Facebook. If not, check out the Keto Chow YouTube and Facebook. But hopefully, we'll get it all worked out right. So that is today's live stream. We really do appreciate all of you guys.
Hopefully next week I will have a voice.
Yeah.
We hope.
And we do have to, by the way, we did our cookie dough. I wanted to finish with this. We did our cookie dough video.
Yes.
On how to make our keto cookie dough. Somehow I deleted the end of here's the end result.
Yes.
I figured no problem. We'll just refilm that because we stick them in the freezer for an hour. We'll just refilm that. Except for while we were gone, our children
ate them all.
Ate 4 servings of cookie dough.
It happens.
So I remade them, so we need to refilm just the end part of what it looks like when they're done.
But I think
and then we're going to release that this weekend.
But you're probably going to have to do that on your own.
Why?
Because...
Well, we're going to wait for your voice to get better.
This...
That's this week's live stream, guys. We will check in with all of you guys next week. Again, if you aren't subscribed to us, please make sure you subscribe to us and make sure you hit the bell icon so that you're notified every time we upload a new video and every time we go live. We'll see you guys all next week. Bye.
Bye.